After being delayed more than 2 years because of the pandemic, Partners with Families and Children is finally giving members of the community a look inside their new building. The Childrens-Advocacy-Center provides substance use treatments, mental health services, and child legal advocacy. At the start of 2020, the center purchased and renovated the Taylor building in Spokane. But just days into moving, the pandemic hit. New at 6 tonight, Bronte Sorotsky explains what extended services they will be providing to families in the inland Northwest.
Well, earlier, Partners opened their new doors to the community after being unable to do so for the last 2 years during the pandemic. Although they have still been providing services, the effects that children faced from the pandemic are still being felt.
We literally had just moved in, boxes are here. We had to basically send staff home until we could get everyone up and running remotely. And then we did bring services back in the building.
Partners with Families and Children has provided services to families in the inland Northwest since 1988. And despite the pandemic slowing things down, it didn't stop them.
So when the pandemic hit and we had to have staff start working remotely, it was very quick that we had some of our services back in person, because our services for our Children's Advocacy Center really are more first responder. They needed to be here in person. We really couldn't do that by telehealth.
But it wasn't until Thursday that they were finally able to share their new building and services with the community.
So I think from the perspective of being able to show it to a wider range of the public, yes, this would be our first time to fully invite them and be able to participate in a safe and healthy way.
The director of the center says after the pandemic, it's more important now than ever to have these services available for local families, especially in the Spokane area.
So I think now more than ever is really the opportunity for us to intervene and make a positive impact to really stop the violence.
The old building was split up into 2 locations, something the center says made care difficult because their services were all spread out. This new building brings all of those services together under one roof.
So our Children's Advocacy Center and our behavioral health services are all offered here now in one space. We have a lot of specialty rooms, group rooms, multiple medical exam rooms, multiple forensic interview rooms, a classroom, training room. So many more things that this building has to offer.
Some pandemic-related services, like hybrid services, are still available to clients, even with the new center opening. At today's open house, there was also a ribbon cutting on the new building, as well as some of the organization's oldest leaders who spoke about the center. Live in studio, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.